Hello students, how are you? This session will be summarizing the entire topics we have covered during the potential and the capacitance. And you remember in electric charge in the field also, at the end of all the videos of electric charge in the field topics, we had summarized everything and we call that a memory map, right? Like that, one memory map we will be preparing for electrostatic potential and the capacitance. So again, like that, how we are doing one part here. This is your paper, let us say. Now here we will be explaining the things, and in short how it is looking we'll be showing it here, right? So electric potential and the capacitance, or electrostatic potential and the capacitance, because this also is static, charge at rest only. Electric potential, and as the summary thing happens, so I'm not going to explain any topic further, but everything we have to put together. And as you already have known, the purpose of the memory map is, we have studied through so many videos, we have studied so many topics in the potential capacitance, right? Now the purpose of this is to put everything in one paper only, so that whenever we look at that, let us say A4 size sheet, all the topics will be flashing into our memory. Okay, so this is electric potential and the capacitance. Basically, broadly we can say this, it's potential and capacitance, right? Potential, capacitance. Now in potential, what things we have studied? First, what is the potential? It's work done in moving a charge, unit positive charge, from infinity to a particular point. That's the potential we studied. Do you remember? I just remind you that the memory map is a personal thing. Your memory map of the same chapter may be different from another student's memory map for the same chapter. If I say that there were some analogies we drew, for example, level of water in a mechanics, right? Effect of temperature, level of water in a mechanics, or temperature, from higher temperature to lower temperature, heat was flowing, you remember? Temperature in heat. These were analogies for potential. And let us say one student may not put it like this, may put it as a water level is different. This is entirely how you remember it. May put water level like this to remember the potential. Okay, height is changing means potential is changing. Like that one may be remembering. So this is, we can put it in different ways. So analogy of water level we took to understand potential, right? Remember. Then we said it is work done per unit positive charge. So we said V is equal to W by Q0, or Q0, the test charge was very small. We assumed approaching 0, W by Q0. This was definition of a potential. Then we calculated the potentials, right? V is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q by R, whereas potential energy was equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q0 by R. These were the potential. Then we studied the relationship between instead of writing so many words, we say what is the relationship between E and V. You remember we said E is the negative potential gradient dV by dr, or also we could we wrote it as V is equal to E dr. So V is equal to integration of E dr. We said dielectrics and electric polarization. These were entirely theoretical concepts, right? Also we calculated the concept of electric dipole. And you remember electric dipole, we studied it in 3 parts: axial line, equatorial line, anywhere. On the axial line, V is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q, 4 pi epsilon naught P by R square. For equipotential V was equal to 0, and for anywhere V is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught P cos theta by R square. P cos theta by R square. All these things we studied in electric potential, right? Now the capacitance part. So how it looked, just in your paper I am saying, you took electric potential and capacitance, then that became two parts, that is potential and capacitance. Okay, in potential you took some points, okay, all the points, and you made that one part. Now in capacitance you are going to make, just to make the a little space, I am erasing this part. Capacitance is one electric device which can hold as large charge as possible in a very small space, right? Now what we said, C is directly proportional to, so you remember C is equal to epsilon naught A by D. So A and inversely proportional to the gap between the plates. Now see, it is what is A, what is D, everything you may not use so many words to write in a memory map. Only the thing, just looking at this, everything will flash. So on that also it depended, right? Because C is equal to 4 pi epsilon naught R, or C is equal to 4 pi epsilon naught epsilon R C. Okay, C is equal to 4 pi epsilon naught R, or for any medium 4 pi epsilon naught epsilon R multiplied by R, and this also is taken as a K for a dielectrics, you remember that. C is equal to Q by V, this also we applied, so Q is equal to CV, V is equal to Q by C, that wherever required we apply. Then of this some applications we took, and those depending on those applications we did some numericals also. What are those applications? We took energy stored, that is E is equal to half CV square is equal to half QV is equal to Q square by 2C, or half Q square by C. This was the energy stored, right? Then you say parallel plate capacitor. Parallel plate capacitor, under this we studied many things. For example, parallel plate capacitor like this, parallel plate capacitor with a dielectric constant, parallel plate capacitor into which a dielectric of a dielectric constant K is introduced. Then we take a parallel plate capacitor where also a dielectric is introduced, but the dielectric is was having a certain thickness T, right? So what are the formula? Here it was C is equal to epsilon naught A by D. Here it was C is equal to K epsilon naught A by D. And here C was equal to epsilon naught A divided by D minus T plus T by K. Here is a grouping of capacitors. If capacitors were connected in series, C1, C2 are connected in series, then the effective capacitance was C1, C2 by C1 plus C2. And if the capacitors C1, C2 were connected in a parallel, then the effective capacitance was simply C1 plus C2. A grouping of capacitor we did, and some numericals on this we carried. Taking all these concepts together, we did some numericals, right? So how it looked? It looked like a capacitance, then some basic concepts of a capacitance, then from capacitance we took like energy, then parallel plate capacitor, then grouping of a capacitors, right? And here you can write some numericals, some not numericals, some formulae, whatever. So broadly it becomes so simplified in your memory map. However, just looking at the memory map, these things will be these detailed things you will be writing. Detailed things doesn't mean that the words etc., but mostly the formula you will be having and the derivations. It's a totally personal, as I said. Whatever you feel necessary, whichever helps you to bring the related chapters, related concepts into memory, those things only you will be putting in a memory map. So this memory map of electric potential capacitance you will be preparing on your own, and it is not limited to this chapter only. As I had suggested in the charge field chapter also, here also you make it a habit of making a memory map at the end of every chapter, any subject, may it be physics, may it be chemistry or whatever. This will enhance your understanding, not only understanding capacity, but it will enhance after understanding, organizing everything in your memory and getting it out whenever it's required, putting it on paper whenever it is required. So that makes it it makes you faster, it makes you systematic. But going further, for all the chapters, I may not be doing this, but you will be making a habit of preparing one memory map at the end of each and every chapter. Got? Thank you everybody.